Alright, so would you, in the community in the giver, everyone wears the same clothes, lives in the same style home, eats the same food, and has the same possessions. However, no one is hungry, everyone is educated, everyone has a job, and everyone has food and shelter. So the question is, knowing that, would you accept sameness, being the same as everyone else, if it meant those things for our world? Let's start with Trista. What do you think?
I said, part of me wants to say yes because it would help a lot of people that don't have all these things, but the other part of me says no because I'm a very unique person and I don't like being the same as everyone else, so I'm kind of torn on that. Okay, kind of torn. So you see that there'd be some benefits, but also there's you're unique, so you don't want to lose that. All right, how about Monica?
No, I don't want the sameness because us being different is the way it's meant to be. I wouldn't want the same things as everyone else because then we wouldn't be unique and couldn't compliment people on their new shoes or something. Sure, we have problems, but that is what makes us a stronger world and unite together.
Good. Zoel?
I said I would not accept sameness in our world, but at the same time, I think it would be great for our world because if everybody would say they wouldn't have to worry about what we like and what we would do.
Okay. And Carly?
I guess I would because nobody would be hungry and then nobody could get picked on because everybody's the same.
Good. So Zoel and Carly are kind of representing the yes side of this. It's worth it to give up some of your individuality so that other people can be, everyone can have the same amount of things and be on the same scale. Other people are saying that they want to be unique and be different. Let me ask you this, and maybe someone else can answer this, anyone who wants to. Is it really the clothes and the shoes and that sort of thing, the house that you live in, is that really what makes you unique? I heard that word floating around. No. Are those things what actually make you unique? No. Or is it possible to be the same, like in the community, and still have some sort of individuality? What do you think? Tristan?
Well, going back to what I said too, they don't, in the giver, they basically have the same carbon copy personalities too. So it's not just the same as with the clothes, the shelter, the food. It's basically everything.
Do they?
Well, I mean, think about it. No, Asher's the one personality, but like Jonas's mom and dad basically act the same. Lily is.
What did it say when it talked about putting Jonas's parents together as a couple, though?
But they went through
their
demeanors and stuff, but not.
So they were different.
I
right?
like the color.
His dad was playful, and his mom was serious. His mom was organized. His dad was lighthearted. So they put that together to form a good couple.
That's the thing. I talk about what you see and what you hear in the book. You don't see it as much, but you see the statistic. That's what I'm saying. You don't see it in English much.
Big word. Gotcha. All right. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about our world, like we've been doing, some problems that we have, and we're going to see at the end if you kind of feel the same way about this question or if you feel a little bit. All right, so before we read an article today about something that goes on in our world, we're going to do a little activity, and this activity is going to stretch through the whole class. So what we're going to call this is, what do you have? And here's what I want you to know. We're going to do rounds, 3 different rounds, and during a round, I'll pass something out to people in the room, and afterwards, you're going to answer this question, how do you feel about what you have? And you're going to explain. So when you're talking about your emotions and your feelings during a round, you want to talk about how you felt while I was walking around passing out what I'm passing out. You want to talk about what you got out of it. If you're happy with what you got, if you're not happy with what you got, you can compare yourself to other people in the room. Whatever you want to do, but think about the round as a whole and talk about how you feel during that round. You with me?
Yes.
Cool. So, round 1 is going to start right now, and I have some Fruit Loops, but I only have a cup of Fruit Loops. Well, I have 3 different ones, and if you get one of these, you can do whatever you want with them. including eat them or share them. Or at the very end, if you don't want them and you don't want to share them, you can just throw them away. But once your cup is empty, that's all you get. Make sure they don't end up on my floor. Thank you. All right, so that's our round one. So what I want you to do is in your notebooks, I want you to write down how you feel about what you have and explain about what you have. All right, let's finish up writing for round one, and who would like to share? Zalel, how do you feel about what you got?
Well, I don't got anything, so that made me sad and hungry because I got food right in front of my face.
All right, Layla, how do you feel about what you got?
Well, I got this, and some people didn't get any, and I feel sad, but like I can share, so.
You can share?
Yeah.
So you're gonna share?
Yeah.
You said you feel sad for other people.
Yeah.
What about for yourself? Do you feel happy?
Yeah.
So you don't want me to take the Fruit Loops away from you?
No.
You're glad you have Fruit Loops?
Yeah.
Okay. How about Trista?
I was the only one left. Okay. Anyway, I was like, I feel okay. I mean, I want one or two, but I'm good. I feel like I didn't earn my Fruit Loops.
You didn't earn the Fruit Loops?
I didn't earn my Fruit Loops.
Oh, that's sad.
It is.
All right, good. So once you have that written in your chart, it's time for round two. So remember, right now you have what you have, and you see you're about to get maybe something else. So think about how this is affecting your emotions right now. And this time, I'm going to give 2 dum-dums to someone, well, a couple people, and they can not only eat one or both of them, but they can keep going back to the bag and getting more as they run out. So, oh dang, strawberry and blueberry in the same grab. That's great.
Let me just.
Oh, cherry and blueberry in the same grab. Oh my gosh. You guys are just lucky. Root beer and mystery. Alright, I'm going to put the bag up here.
Mr. Nissly, I thought what we had was special.
If you finish your dum-dum, feel free to throw the stick away. Help yourself to another one. So that's it. That's the round two. So we'll go ahead and write down how do you feel about what you got. Alright, so that is the end of round two. So what do you think? How do you feel about what you got? Molly.
I'm happy now because I get dum-dums and I can get more when I run out.
So you got endless supply of dum-dums, right? Better than last round?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I got nothing last round.
Okay. Carly.
I kind of feel sad because there's some people around me that have nothing like Monica.
Is that going to stop you from joining that dum-dum?
No. I mean, I offered her one, but.
I don't want a dum-dum.
Alright, Zalel.
I still be hungry and I'm mad. I don't get a dum-dum. And she over here eating one.
So you were mad before, right? How do you feel
Yes.
now?
I'm still hungry and I'm still mad, but Jenna, she offered me Fruit Loops.
Okay, so some people are offering you stuff?
Yeah.
Good.
Sure, Molly.
Tristan.
I said, I think Mr. Nissly doesn't like me now at all. This sucks.
So your view of this class is changing because you don't have food?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Food is important.
So it's causing you maybe not to concentrate as much?
Yeah.
Not figuring out what I'm trying to teach you?
Yeah.
Maybe you not like me so much?
Well, I mean, I never said that. I'm just saying you don't like me.
Interesting. Alright. Now it's time for round 3. Raise your hand if you haven't gotten anything yet. Alright, that's the end of round 3.
What?
go ahead and write down how you feel about what you got. Alright, so round 3. How do you feel about what you got? Derek, do you mind answering?
I don't feel what, and I feel bad for people that didn't get it.
Okay, so you feel bad for people who got nothing, but you're pretty satisfied with what you got? Okay, good. Monica.
I'm mad at Mr. Nissly because he left Trista below and I hanged him while the others got something. Apparently he doesn't like us.
You feel unliked?
Yes.
You blame that on me or you blame that on yourself?
I blame that on you.
Oh?
Molly.
I'm okay because I still have dum-dums, but I feel bad for people that didn't get anything.
You gonna do anything about it?
No, I gave her a sucker,
Oh, okay.
but she got something.
How about Tristan?
I'll give that to y'all.
I said, I'm so confused as to what just happened, and I'm so done with Mr. Nissly.
Really?
Alright, we'll keep this going. Keep filming. But you can come up here.
You can look at Nissly.
Yeah, you can film up here, yeah. Alright, so here's what I want you to think about here. Raise your hand if you got dum-dums. Raise your hand if you got Fruit Loops. And raise your hand if you got nada.
Nada.
Alright, and so here's what I want you to see. The number of people who got what they got is actually equal to the actual poverty rate in Richmond County. So the 3 people in here who got nothing is an equal representation of the people who are in our towns, in our streets, in our schools, who also have pretty much nothing. And certain people have a lot, and certain people, like the dum-dums, for instance, well, actually, let's not talk about it right now. What I want you to do is think about this experience, how you were, how other people were. And I want you to think about, now that you know that this reflects our actual county, how does this relate to our world? So think about every nuance, every little part of this experience, and think about how could you make a connection to our world and say, this is like that.
We have to write it down.
Yeah, let's write that down, and we'll share in just a second.
Wait, put it under that question because I have it.
County. These numbers represent our county, but this is the same situation that goes on pretty much everywhere in the country. Let's start with Layla.
Oh, like some people, they might get something, but some people, like, they don't get anything. And the people that do get stuff, like, they take that for granted, and they be like, well, I don't like these. But some people, they don't even get anything. They didn't get it for the company.
Fantastic. So I didn't see it as much in here, but we have way less people right now. But in my last class, there's people who didn't even eat the dum-dums because they didn't like the flavors. And there's people who didn't want to get more even though they could get more. And other people were like, go get more and give it to me. And they said, nah, I don't want it. So people were taking for granted what they had, but other people didn't have anything. That's a good connection. How else do you see this connecting? Derek?
I think, like, the people that got the dum-dums are, like, the rich people in the world. They don't have to worry about running out of money or running out of stuff. And I think the people that got Fruit Loops are, like, the middle class people. They got money, but they still have to watch how they use it so they won't lose money. And the people that got money, like, poor people.
Good. Yeah, that's a great connection. And the Fruit Loop people, some people eat all their Fruit Loops at once, and by round 2, they want more, but they're stuck. Other people save their Fruit Loops. Derek looks like a saver. He's going to go open up a savings account or something with his Fruit Loops. But the people with the Fruit Loops have a fixed amount, and so they have to worry about it, but they try to help people if they can. I saw people giving a few Fruit Loops out here and there. And finally, Trista, you want to represent? You want to say what you're going to say?
I said it shows that some people are hardly the same when it comes to finance. Some get almost unlimited things, some get a bit of stuff, and some get nothing. Like a person that you're talking to right now.
Excellent, excellent. All right,
I hope you can sleep at night.
you know, the other thing I want to point out is that Zalel, Trista, Monica, they were bringing up things about this class and saying they didn't want to work anymore. They didn't feel like I liked them. They didn't feel like they fit in. They were angry. They were hungry. They couldn't focus. Do you think that there's students in this school that go through that every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. And now we're going to come full circle and go back to our question. What's better? This dum-dum, Fruit Loop, and nothing society, or the society and the giver, where everyone may look the same and have the same thing, and you feel like, maybe that person could get more if they really worked at it, but instead they don't. But everyone has the same thing and everyone's provided for? Or is this better, where if you're born in the right family, if you're smart enough, if you're strong enough, you go up, and if not, you stay down? Which do you think is better? I don't want to answer for you. What do you think? Carly?
The giver's community is better because, everybody gets the same thing and nobody gets anything less than anybody. So, there's no poor people, there's no hungry people.
Okay, good.
It's a lot better.
And you said that from the beginning, right?
Yep.
Zalel?
I agree with Chloe, because people in the giver, they don't have to worry about what they're going to get or if they're going to lose what they have, because they're already going to have it and they're not going to run out. But how we can run out of money and we can go homeless and we're not going to have anything, but they're going to have stuff that keep them safe.
Good. Trista?
Okay, I was kind of torn on this, but now I think it's better to be in the giver because everyone's the same, so you don't have to worry about what you're going to eat tonight because you get a set meal. Everything's uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about having not enough food or not enough money, because I don't even think, is there even money in the giver?
Not that we've seen, right? Not that
I don't think so.
I haven't noticed any money.
And even if there was, there would be no need for it because you get all the stuff.
Yeah.